The Kenya capital, Nairobi, 37% of mothers with disabled children said they'd been pushed to end their child's life. And in rural areas, that figure jumped to 54%.
It's a life fraught with difficulty. Even with the best care, things would have been tough for Meshach Kipchumba. Born in rural Kenya, where disability is considered a curse, he is literally lucky to be alive. If some of his relatives had their way, he would have been killed as an infant.
Akaniambia hapana, huyu mtoto anakupotezea muda.
I was chased from home. A friend took me in, but after 3 weeks, she asked me to put acid in my son's food. I refused to poison my child and left.
Florence has struggled ever since, doing odd jobs to survive. And she can't even afford a wheelchair for her son. She's not alone. Many women in rural Kenya say they are pressured to kill disabled children. No one knows how many of them give in. But infanticide has deep cultural roots. I'm trying to understand the cultural context, why people would kill children with disabilities. So I've come to a village near the Masai Mara to meet with a traditional birth attendant. Sopa. She spent her whole life delivering babies. She says it wasn't an easy choice for parents of disabled children.
They didn't know what to do. They had no alternative, even though they loved the baby. If the mother asked the man for a solution, he didn't have one.
Those who choose to defy tradition do not always keep their babies. Compassionate Hands is a care home in Nairobi. I have a newfound friend here. These children have learning disabilities, but as you can see, they need love, just like all other children. But the reality is, their mothers, their families have faced a lot of stigma, and many of them have been forced to abandon them in institutions like these. This home was started entirely by accident.
My idea was to start a daycare, but in a week we had 11 abandoned children. In a month they were 30. A child is best placed at a home setup, but well, when there's no other option.
Their parents simply never returned. Such is the demand. There are now 86 children here, living in conditions experts say will only make their health worse. Anne says the only thing the government gives them are more children to care for. Every month, Florence meets up with other mothers who have gone through similar things. Like Lydia. She was asked to insert needles into her son's wrists. She was told it would cause a slow but secret death. They draw strength from each other in a society where some would rather their children did not exist.